See, trying to tell you right now. South Africans drink alcohol, Joe. From the sound of my voice, you can tell it's chai, it's big chai. But you have to stream regardless, one for man. Bear with me, chat. The story, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't just swing past the story, but somebody sent me the story in the morning. I was like, at least I have a stream tonight. Shout out to Home Slice. He's like, yo, did you see Heineken? I'm like, what do you mean Heineken? He's like, yo, Heineken needs us. I'm like, what do you mean? Sends me a link. I'm like, yo, say less. Let me click that shandis. Let me cover the blood clot going on. But first things first, chat. Let me make sure the stream is up and alive on Fuman. Then we'll take it from there. I'm gonna hop on YouTube right now. That's say. Yep. That's Home Slash right there. Let's get busy. Whoever joins the stream, joins the stream. Whoever doesn't, is lawyer. Let's get busy. Apparently, Heineken. XC, hold on. You feel what I'm saying? Let me just click something quick fast on my WhatsApp. That's it. XC, chat. You guys are funny. Nah. South Africa is a funny place, guys. Let's keep it a stack. How do I pin, right? Okay, feed. So here's the story, right? I have to share my screen, of course. So give me a secito. Wrong screen. Let's try the other one. Wrong screen. Let's try the other one. This story is kind of funny. 1, 2, 1, 2. Happiness. Right? Chat, we're on the same page. Okay, feed. Just gonna make sure that I disable the preview here on OBS, and then I'm too nice, I'm too cozy. Now you guys can see my actual screen, the one that's in my face right now. Let's get busy. Heineken, hold on. I'm gonna try reading the story without laughing. You just spell me. Oh, okay, feed. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Heineken slashes 6,000 jobs worldwide as South Africa's booming market saved Dutch brewer. Right? 30. Let me just scroll a bit before I read the caption, yeah? Heineken is cutting up to 6,000 jobs globally under its EverGreen 2030 strategy, aiming to generate gross savings of approximately $500 million, boy. It's not the normal one, this one. You feel what I'm saying? While Europe faces the brunt of the restructuring, South Africa has been identified as a priority growth market, sparing it from the retrenchments. Okay, shout out to Merton. I know Merton there. We have a whole Heineken brunch in Merton, so at least my bros and them, they safe. You know what I'm saying? So the guys are not gonna get retrenched. Happiness. Happiness. Yo, where we at? What else? So while Europe faces the brunt of the restructuring, 6,000 jobs worldwide are getting cut off, right? South Africa has been identified as a priority growth market, sparing it from the retrenchments bit. Say less. What else? The local unit delivered excellent growth and solid volume increases driven by premium brands like Amstel, defying the broader global decline in beer sales. What? So globally, everything is tanking, but South Africa is saying, you know what? Don't worry about it. We got you. We'll drink that beer in your behalf. Don't worry about it. South Africa is also serving as a sustainability test case, with the CD Bang Brewery utilizing a massive solar installation to mitigate power shortages and drive efficiency. I just told you right now, CD Bang, Merton, the Merton branch, right here, around the corner. They say less. We'll take all of this burden upon our shoulders. Matter of fact, you know what? While we mass produce, we'll make sure that our folks drink that shandies. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if this is an achievement or if we should be worried as South Africans. I don't know. I don't know if we should be celebrating or literally just freaking the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Goes on to read that Heineken is cutting up 6,000 jobs globally under its EverGreen blah blah blah. We read that already. While Europe and other, we read that already. Strong premium beer sales and market share gains have positioned the country as a priority growth market. Fact. With major solar investments and water efficiency targets, South Africa is becoming a test case for Heineken's future-focused strategy. I don't know, man. Yeah, maybe, you know what? Obviously, they know better than me. But with all of the water outages, let me tell you guys something you guys probably don't know. Let me tell you guys something that you probably have no idea about, right? How do I know about this shit? It's because I reside in the Vaal, so I reside not too far from Heineken, right? But that's not the reason why I know this information. I know this information because of the mayor there in Meyerton. So when the mayor spoke to us, last time the mayor spoke to us, I'm saying us because I'm part of the Blues who operate one of the stores there in Meyerton in the CBD. It's a tiny ass CBD, so every now and again, the mayor is gonna pull up and operate checks, just to see if we actually abiding by the rules and whatnot, right? When I say rules, I'm talking about if we are abiding by the, these fire extinguishers in case there's a fire. Do we have the compliance to actually handle a fire? Who's hired in these small little businesses? Is it like South Africans or is it foreign nationals? Do they have permits? All that jazz. So last time Homestyle spoke to us, he's like, yo guys, by the way, I'm working on actually getting all these factories that are all over Meyerton operating again. The reason why these factory owners left the country or closed down these shops is because of Eskom. Eskom has been malfunctioning. Eskom hasn't been operating on the highest note in Meyerton. So the mayor was like, if it's up to me, I would have Eskom owned by the DA being the Democratic Alliance, or at least privately owned instead of it having been state owned as it is currently. Eskom has been going down the drain ever since it's been owned by the government. But the Meyerton mayor is like, I'm working on it, guys. Don't mind all the mishaps or all the hiccups that are going on with the electricity grid. I'm working on having this shit privatized. He finally has it privatized. I'll play a video shortly. While I yap, I'm gonna quickly find this video so I can play for you, bros. You know what I'm talking about? I'm working on it. He's like, say less, don't worry about it. Yo, I see you guys are closing down, but that's because Eskom has been malfunctioning. The ANC ran that bitch down, so I'm gonna make sure that I bring it back to life so that you guys can come back and reinvest in the country. I'm so sorry. The mayor was freaking out. But yeah, finally, Brew has it figured out, guys. Brew has it figured out, and great news, right? So if I search for Meyerton DA privatize Eskom. If I search for that on YouTube, I should see a video where the mayor was being interviewed, right? Let's see. Let me say Midval. Let me not say Meyerton. Let me say Mid. You just smell me. Guys, I'll share my screen in a minute. Give me a sec. Meyerton privatize Eskom. It's an old video. The mayor was talking about it long time ago, but he finally got it done. And judging from the results that I get here on my screen, DA Midval is officially the best performing. It's been the best performing, but I'm looking for the actual video where the mayor was like, we're trying to privatize this shandy so that we make sure that all the companies that are operating here in the Midval are operating without the dependency of Eskom telling us if we're gonna have electricity or not. Right? Heineken is not going anywhere. As long as the Meyerton branch is still operational, Heineken is not going anywhere. And that was the whole goal. That was the whole premise of these negotiations, right? Can't find the video, so I'm just gonna spill the beans as I do so well. Don't worry about it, Meyerton. don't worry about it, Heineken. You guys should not go anywhere. We're gonna privatize ESCOM, and we're gonna make sure that it's a tender that's advertised that anybody can bid for, so that you guys can operate accordingly in mint condition without any distractions, no power outages. So they've successfully been able to working on it. They almost there, but I'm confident enough to say that as a resident of Midvar, confident enough to say that they are successful at it currently, because the residents of Midvar, we are in mint condition. Like, there's power outages every now and again, but that shit gets fixed the same night. Facts. They work 24/7. So if you make a phone call right now at 2 in the morning, they pull up probably at 4, 2 hours late. But like say, as long as they get that shit fixed, that's all that matters. So investors are very attracted to Midvar, to the Midvar. So whenever there's like, um, 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 whenever there's room for investors to actually put their money into the Midvar, they operate. Currently, they just recently opened up another manufacturing firm. Just have to do a bit more research to find out exactly what they're operating there. But like say, I've been seeing trucks just pulling up there on a daily basis. So they're about to operate something, and the whole community around the Midval is extremely excited because, as you may know, employment is kind of a scarce type of situation in the country. So whenever we see, investors pulling up and just blowing a bag on a certain facility, we get excited and we like say, how do we get there? How do we apply? How do we apply? So it's a big W for South Africa. And I don't know, man. Do we need Heineken to keep pressing and pumping millions and millions of dollars into South Africa to make sure that their brand is, alive and kicking, or in like a growth type of momentum, in a bearish type of momentum? I don't know, man. Bullish rather. I don't know. I don't know if we need that as a country, but like say, as far as employment is concerned, fair, why not? But the consumption levels, I think we need those to go down a bit, because the country needs to be fixed, man. It's not looking too good. You feel what I'm saying? Let's find Business Insider here on not YouTube, rather Google. Business. Hold on. Let me share my screen, chat. Let me share my screen. My bad. The setup is kind of funny because I'm literally I have a screen on my left. And not sure if you guys are able to see everything. Business Insider South Africa. Hi. Thank you, Kabo. Kelebo. Heineken. It's going to be the same story, but I'm sure there's going to be more info for us to indulge in. I can't help but laugh. This story is funny. I'm sorry. Chat, not sure if you guys can see my screen, so I'm just quickly going to reshare the shanies again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright. Now I'm 100% sure you guys can see my screen. The brightness, turned that down a bit. I think it made a bit of a difference, but the screen disappeared. So let me bring it back quick, fast, in a hurry. Again, 1, 2, hold on. Type. I should be on Brave, but I'm on Chrome. Who the blood clot cares? Let's read the story anyway. Heineken slashes 6,000 jobs worldwide in South Africa. Yo, did you guys know that Black Label is not even South African? Black Label is actually from another country. If you know, let me know in the chat. Heineken is cutting up to 6,000 jobs globally, while Europe and other non-priority markets face the brunt of the cut. South Africa has emerged as the standout growth engine. Blood clot. Strong premium beer sales and market share gains have positioned the country as a priority growth market. Boy, not sure if I'm happy about this. I won't lie, right? This is good and bad at the same time. With major solar investments and water efficiency targets, South Africa is becoming a test case for Heineken's future-focused strategy. I don't know about the water situation, right? Because as you've seen as a South African, I'm sure you've seen, as a South African, I'm sure you've seen cases where there's been water outages, especially in like Randburg and the north of Johannesburg. There's been a lot of people, especially I've seen a lot of white folks. When white people start being in the streets and actually protesting, then you know that it's really real. Like, people are actually getting really affected if the white people are actually outside with the posters and whatnot talking about it, say, we want water, we want water. That's when you know go to it's child, but it's up for everybody, right, man? Because it's usually the black folk who are like, yo guys, it's bad. And then the white folk only come along after a while, after years of us complaining. But now you know that the water problem is actually really real. And you got ministers like Panyaza Lesufi Tomba. I had to go to a hotel just to take a shower so I can continue with my responsibilities. That's when you know that shit is really real. You know what I'm saying? But at least he has the privilege to actually take a shower in a hotel. What about the rest of us? What about the rest of the white folk in them? What about the rest of the darkies in them, right? So I'm not sure if Heineken is able to handle the whole water crisis. But judging from the article, it reads that with major solar investments and water efficiency targets, South Africa is becoming a test case for Heineken's future-focused strategy. Let's continue reading, chat. It reads that the Dutch brewery has unveiled plans to cut between 5,000 to 6,000 jobs worldwide as part of its new EverGreen 2023-2030 strategy, aimed at sharpening efficiency and delivering gross savings of up to 500,000 euros. 500 million euros. Roughly $540 million at current exchange rates. Yo, bro, that's $500 million. The restructuring will primarily target Europe and other non-priority markets to streamline operation. I'm not laughing, guys. This is bad. Because if this hit South Africa, this would have made like mainstream media news. So we should be glad that it's not us who are getting affected by this restructuring to meet EverGreen 2030 strategies that Heineken has to employ. Anyway, yet South Africa has emerged as one of the group's strongest performers, positioning the country as a potential safe harbor amid the cost-cutting drive. In its full-year results for 2025, Heineken singled out South Africa as one of its top-performing markets. While global beer volumes declined, the country delivered what the brewer described as excellent growth and solid beer volume increase, alongside gains or stability in market share driven largely by the premium segment. Bro, they said a whole mouthful just to say that South Africans are alcoholics. That's all they had to say. Summarize it. Just say, you know what? Hold on. All they had to say really. While global beer volumes declined, South Africa just emerged as a country that is full of alcoholics. Say that. Done. Brands such as Amstel and Heineken were cited among the strongest growers in the region, reinforcing South Africa's status as priority growth market within the group's global portfolio. Boy, good or bad? I don't know, chat. Good or bad? Is this good or bad for us? You tell me. Is this good news or bad news? Or is it both? The blood clot are we doing here? The blood clot are we doing here? Is this good or bad news, chat? Because in my opinion, I don't know how to feel about this one, person. I don't know how to feel about this one, is it? This one's not the normal one, this one. I don't know how to feel about this one, person. If I keep it a stack. I mean, as somebody who actually likes beer, drinks beer, consumes beer, I'd say eats beer, but I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm not happy about this one, Joe. Not in the state of the country. Like, the state of the country right now, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So we need a lot of sober folks if I keep it 1,000 with you. We need a lot of sober folks, and unfortunately, everybody's getting booze drunk in this country. Everybody's getting booze drunk, chat. You feel what I'm saying? Yummy. The timing of the food is pretty bad, but the food is in mint condition. Extra nice. Let's keep reading, chat. I'm gonna share my screen again. I'll say. Chief Financial Officer Harold van der Broek confirmed during a media briefing that the planned job cuts are focused on Europe and non-priority markets. I don't know, maybe the Europeans are too busy working, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there's a lot of job opportunities there. A lot of people are trying to upscale their job situation and actually get things done, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why they're working so hard, and you know what I mean? Maybe that's why they're drinking less, I don't know. As opposed to South Africa here, maybe the unemployment rate, judging from the fact that South Africa is the lowest unemployment rate in the world, or some of the lowest unemployment rates in the world. Probably that amounts to a lot of free time, a lot of people actually resorting to drinking as a means to keep themselves busy. I don't know. South Africa's classification as a priority growth market has so far shielded it from the brunt of the retrenchments. Bro, what a blood clot, dog. I knew we drank booze, but I didn't think it was to a point where Heineken is gonna retrench everybody else in every other country and make sure that they keep the market here in South Africa lit and in mint condition. I didn't know that part. That's crazy. Anyway, at the heart of Heineken's local operations is at CD Bang Brewery in Midvaal. Bro, I told you already. I saw south of Johannesburg, which produces up to 8.5 million hectoliters. I didn't know there's such a term as hectoliters. Annually, blood clot. 8.5 million hectoliters. Are we talking hectares but in liters? What the fuck are we doing here? Anyway, the site is also home to the group's largest solar installation, comprising 14,000 panels that generate around 30% of the plant's power, reducing exposure to the country's electricity shortages. I'm sure these blues by now, they probably also they probably pumping some of this energy into the Eskom grid to make sure that some of us have electricity today in the Midvaal. I'm sure for a fact, because this is too much power. They don't need that much power. Anyway, the facility's renewable energy capacity aligns with Heineken's broader future fit ambitions under EverGreen 2030, particularly in markets grappling with infrastructure constraints. Facts. South Africa as a whole, I suppose. South Africa's long-running power challenges have accelerated private sector investment in off-grid and renewable solutions, positioning the local unit as a test case for operational resilience. Matter of fact, once you install your own solar energy little situation, and that's what the mayor said, right? That's what the mayor in the Midvaal said. He's like, once you have your own little situation going on, and you're producing a whole lot of solar energy, enough to a point where you can actually share some of your energy that you're producing. Let's say you're producing like extra electricity that you don't even need from your own little solar energy grid or situation. Then please do share with the private sector, do share with Eskom, and we'll actually reimburse you, we'll pay you for the power that you produce. That's what he said. That's what they were working on. That's what they were promising to actually figure out. So who knows? They probably have it figured out by now. You just smell me? Hold on, chat. Screen is a bit dark, so let me quickly turn it up. Right? So yeah, there's a lot of benefits to investing into your own little solar situation that you can reinvest into the local electricity grid for everybody else in the community to benefit from. You know, feel what I'm saying? So I guess that's the gist of what they're saying in this article, that it's saying these motherfuckers are producing so much electricity that it's saying, please share it with us. We need it, please. The whole community needs it. So this is great news. This is great news for the mid-val community, right? Now, I'm saying mid-val because that's the only branch that I know that Heineken is operating in. I don't know about any other branches. There's probably more, maybe 5, 6 more, but this is the one that I know because that's where I reside. You know what I'm talking about? That's where I reside. R59 there, you pass there, you're going to Josie, you'll see Heineken is right there. Massive. Alright. These blood clot brews have gang, judging from this article, plenty blood clot, what you call them, Shandis? Solar panels. And they're just producing a trillion flipping watts of electricity from the sun. They're just absorbing the damn thing. And if we keep reading, we'll find that water sustainability is another strategic focus. Water, problem. In this country, problem. But let's find out. Let's hear if they got anything figured out. You feel what I'm saying? With South Africa classified as water stressed, fact, Heineken has committed to achieving a water to beer ratio of 2.4 hectoliters. This word is new to me, I won't lie. Of water per hectoliter of beer at its local plants in 2030, whatever that means. Chief Executive Dolf van der Brink said the new strategy builds on progress made under the previous EverGreen cycle. EverGreen, in quotation marks, 2030 builds on this with a sharper strategy, clearer resource allocation, and a strong focus on value creation, he said. Van der Brink added that acceleration growth funded by stepped up productivity and operating model changes will require a significant cost intervention over the next 2 years, even as the company remains cautious about nearer term beer market conditions. My battery is dying, so if you guys give me at least 2 seconds max so I can quickly get my charger as we continue on with this Heineken story. You do feel what I'm saying? So if you missed anything, please read along here on my screen chat, and I'll be back in about 50 seconds max. 1, 2, 1, 2. Who's hungry, dog? Yo. Like, I really want to eat this plate right now, but this story is too fire, so I'm going to have to eat once I'm done with this story, chat. I won't lie. Let me just plug the charger. You just smell me? Hold on. The story is too much, poesy. The story is too much, poesy. I can't help but laugh. I'll say. Let's continue with the Shandis, guys, as we do so well. For now, South Africa stands out as a rare growth engine in a challenging global market, raising the question of whether sustained consumer demand and operational innovation can continue to safeguard local jobs as the brewer reshapes its global footprint. Don't worry about that. South Africa is safe. Don't worry about it. You do feel what I'm saying? At least that's what Heineken said. So if Heineken said it's safe, why are you so worried? Blood is you talking about. Excuse me. I can prove to you that Heineken is safe in this country. All I have to do is literally reshare my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It says right here, Brian Savannah is live. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for joining me in the stream. If you haven't already, please click the like button, the sub button. Make sure you ring the notification bell so you're notified when I drop the next video. Blood, how is you talking about? South Africa drinks, hold on, a lot of beer. Are we gonna get any results from this? Let's find out. Chat, did I tell you that South Africa doesn't own Black Label? Hold on. Hold on. So what should I search for? Who owns Black Label? Let me do that. Okay, cool. Is Black Label South African? Let's do that. Is Black Label South Haibo? Is Black Label South African? Carling Black Label is not originally South African, but it is one of the most consumed and best-selling beers produced locally by South African whatever since 19 whatever. While developed in Canada, it has become rooted in South African culture as a champion beer. Yep, Black Label is a Canadian beer, guys. Sorry to break the news. It is what it is. Suffer. South African drinks a lot of beer. Okay, fine. It's not a good search. Let's rather go for South Africa and beer consumption. What do we find?
If you are a South African who likes to drink, I've got some bad news for you. The government are planning to introduce two...
I don't know if you guys can hear the... Maybe it's because I don't have this turned all the way up, so I'm going to turn it up quickly. And then we'll try again, no? Let's give that another shot. I'm so sorry for eating while streaming. My bad.
South African who likes to drink, I've got some bad news for you. The government are planning to introduce two big
Chat, can you guys hear the screen?
changes to alcohol laws in South Africa. First is drinks like beer and wine could soon become a lot more expensive. The National Treasury are reportedly considering a 20% new alcohol tax on top of the current taxes which are currently in place. So for perspective, this would make a typical bottle of wine around 100 Rand more expensive than it already is. And the reason that they are trying to do this is apparently because they believe that alcohol consumption is a big problem in South Africa.
Chat, I don't think you guys can hear. I don't think you guys can hear, but it's not really as audible as I like it to be. So let me quickly fix the issue. Not much of a big deal. It's just me malfunctioning. You just smell me, so yeah.
And they want to discourage
back at it like crack addicts. Chat. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna play it back for you guys. One, two.
Let me tell you what I understand racism to be. Racism is a behavior system.
Hold on, chat. What a blood clot are we doing?
If you are a South African who likes to drink, I've got some bad news for you. The government are planning to introduce two big changes to alcohol laws in South Africa. First is drinks like beer and wine could soon become a lot more expensive. The National Treasury are reportedly considering a 20% new alcohol tax on top of the current taxes which are currently in place. So for perspective, this would make a typical bottle of wine around 100 Rand more expensive than it already is. And the reason that they are trying to do this is apparently because they believe that alcohol consumption is a big problem in South Africa and they want to discourage people from buying alcohol.
Funny enough, discourage people from buying alcohol, but they letting Heineken reinvest gang guap into South Africa. Oh yeah, funny enough. Wow.
Second law change is the government want to make it illegal to drive after drinking any amount of alcohol. Currently, you're allowed to drive as long as your blood alcohol is under 0.05 grams per 100 milliliters, which is about 1 or 2 drinks or light drinks on average. This new
Who cares? I have cold drink money. Who cares?
New law means you would no longer be able to drink at all before getting behind a car wheel. Neither of these law changes are necessarily confirmed. However, they could soon come into effect in the near future if they get passed.
Yeah, as long as the current police doesn't care. Why should surveillance care? You're gonna pay cold drink. You're gonna pass by. Screw.
Support. Let me know what you think about these changes and if they are a good idea or not. If you are a South African who likes to drink, I've got some bad news for you. The government are planning to introduce two big changes to
that don't matter. I mean, the police officers do not enforce the law. South Africans could care less. They're gonna drink regardless. They're gonna buy their shinies regardless, because judging from where I've been to a lot of poor communities, and those are the communities where they drink a lot of beer. So who's to say they're gonna stop drinking just because one is like 100 rands more expensive? They're gonna find a way to buy the damn thing regardless. So what are we doing here? What are you talking about? This meal is amazing. Hold on, chat.
Hey, Daddy, I think that you should drive BJ on this college road trip.
I'm gonna do this my way. When he come back, he gonna be scarred.
So, on the list of top 10 countries which consume the most alcohol in Africa, all these countries were an unexpected thing for me, except for one only. I would like to share it with you so that you can see the top 10 countries which consume alcohol the most in Africa, and which region is the one which consumes the most alcohol in Africa. Coming with number 10, Tanzania.
Blood clot, chat. I have to stop because there's no way. This video is playing literally on freeze mode. Ain't no way, boys. So you're gonna have to dip, find another browser we can marinate, because this one is not make sure you just smell me. So give me at least 50 seconds. At least 50 seconds, or at most. You feel what I'm saying? My bad, chat. I should have known better. I did know better. I just didn't respect you guys enough to make sure that I operate better. So pardon me, chat. You feel what I'm saying? 1, 2, 1, 2. Hold on, are we back? Can you guys see my screen? I'm gonna have to reshare the shinies, right? So if you guys give me at least 55
So on the list of top 10 countries which consume the most alcohol in Africa, all these countries...
I should be back in a jiffy. Excuse me. We're trying to find out which countries consume the most alcohol in the continent of Africa. Why not? Or is he talking about globally? Let's find out. I don't know.
So on the list of top 10 countries which consume the most alcohol in Africa, all these countries were in unexpected thing for me, except for one only. I would like to share it with you so that you can see the top 10 countries which consume alcohol the most in Africa, and which region is the one which consumes the most alcohol in Africa. Coming with number 10, Tanzania. Seriously, like, Tanzania people seems to me, when I've been there, they seem to be too innocent to be consuming alcohol more than Congolese. I'm sorry, man, it may sound stupid, but like, it's considered that an average normal Tanzanian take up to 7.7 liters of alcohol a year. And this is not only beer, this is beer, spirits, local stuff which have been made. Next, Botswana. I didn't expect Botswana also to be on the list since it's a very small country, but an average citizen of Botswana takes up to 7.96 liters of alcohol per year. Number 8, we have Rwanda. This is East Africa. And the normal citizen of Rwanda is considered to be taking 9.10 liters of alcohol per year. Guess what is the population of Rwanda? Around 12 million only. Next, we have Gabon, Central Africa. And in this place, they take up to 9.36 liters of alcohol per year. Going to number 6, we have South Africa. Definitely, I knew South Africa should be here. With 9.50 liters of alcohol per year. Now, the least which I expected from this list is now the number 5, Burundi, 9.57 liters of alcohol per year. This country is literally too small. I seriously didn't expect it to be on top 10. Let's go with number 4, Namibia. I kind of expected Namibia to be there since of similarities which they have with Germany, and since Germany are very huge consumers of beer specifically. So, and a normal citizen of Namibia takes up to 9.62 liters of alcohol per year. Now next, Kenya, which is number 3rd, East Africa again. An average citizen of Kenya is considered to be taking 9.72 liters of alcohol per year. Now as you approach the biggest guys, now the number 2, guess who is? Nigeria. And a normal citizen of Nigeria is considered to be taking up to 12.28 liters of alcohol per year. Just as a reminder, at least Nigeria is a very huge country, and I think the entertainment is so high there. Like, entertainment have to go with alcohol. But I was thinking Nigeria would be the number 1. And guess who is the number 1? And the number 1 in Africa, who is again the number 7 in the whole world, is Uganda. And an average citizen of Uganda is considered to be taking up to 12.48 liters of alcohol per year. And then guess which region of Africa is the largest consumer of alcohol now? East Africa. On the top 10 list, seeing Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, Kenya, and Uganda. This really means
This list is cap. This list is cap, chat. When did they drop this video? Hold on. 3 years ago? Cap. Sorry, Buta. South Africa has to be number 1 in the whole continent. Blood clot is Tomba. Not to say that I'm a South African citizen, of course I am. But I say even besides that, these brews be drinking, boy. Drinking. Stop playing with me. South Africa is not the normal one. Put some respect on Mzansi, for sure. It's the reason why Heineken is reinvesting into South Africa, Tomba. Like say, we are going to retrench about 6,000 blood clot brews who are working for Heineken all over the globe, but we're going to make sure that South Africa remains our main flipping consumer and our main blood clot hub of alcohol production and consumption. Boy, this meal was super spicy. Hold on, what's in the fridge? I'm trying to tell you. Why would I lie? You did feel what I'm saying? There's a reason for all of that. So why you lie? Anyway, as we move right along, chat. I think that was about it when it comes to the whole Heineken story. Could be lying, but that should be it, chat. And at least I did what I promised. I promised that except when I'm not gonna need to stream, and I appreciate the fact that you guys joined the Shandies. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just the 2 of y'all. Deuces up to the 2 of y'all. Check you guys next time. You just smell me. Say less. Love you guys.